The only way that you can win and outsmart the game of color grading is by not trying to make everything look beautiful in the same way. Now, if you give me just 10 minutes of your time, I promise I'll double your color grading skills. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know me, I am Giuseppe. I started off as a broke videographer, and that was many years ago. I used to hustle music videos for 50 bucks, but then I became eventually a remote colorist, which is what I am today. I'm still a remote colorist. And if you don't know what a colorist is basically a guy like me that just gets paid to color grade what was shot. So my only job is to be good at color grading. Okay, that's why you can trust me. And I have countless videos on this channel when you can watch me grade in real time. And I suggest you go watch them if you want to learn something practical real quick. Now, why do you need to outsmart the game of color grading, and what does that mean? Now, there's a big misconception that actually got me as well when I first wanted to learn color grading. So I wanted to become a videographer because I wanted to shoot music videos for me, because when I was younger I used to make music, but I didn't have the money to pay for music videos. So I grabbed this old camera and I gathered a bunch of friends and I said, hey, do you want to help me shoot my own videos? And we started shooting my own videos. So I got into directing music videos that way. They were not like, they didn't look good. Like, they were not good music videos. They were really like, they were a pile of poop, basically. They were trash. So don't expect nothing fancy. I was not good. I was not like a hidden talent. I was just a kid who was trying to make music and make videos at the same time. Eventually, I realized that I liked making videos, so I kept making videos for my music. And people that were in my town, that they were basically friends of friends, and they also made music. They started calling me to get cheap music videos done for them. And that's when I started hustling music videos for 50 bucks, as I told you. Now, as time went on, I eventually, I realized that, hey, this videography thing is actually cool. Like, I like it. It's still making art, it's still fun. And I can also make money with it. So instead of making music, which is not giving me anything right now, I'm just gonna pursue videography. And that's when I bought my first camera, which was a Sony Alpha 6400. I don't know if you guys know, a legendary camera, very similar to the other, like her bigger sister, which was the A7 III. A lot of you guys know this probably. A lot of people still use these cameras because they were very good for the price and for what we needed them to do, right? So I got that camera. Now, the Alpha 6400, that camera was one of the first APS-C cameras to have the capability of shooting in log. And for Sony's, that's S-Log3 or S-Log2. Now, it had the capability of shooting S-Log3, but it didn't shoot 10-bit. Now, you've probably seen the term 10-bit and 8-bit thrown around somewhere on the internet. Basically, it's how many colors can your camera capture? And it becomes to be important when you want to work in S-Log3 and S-Log2 because you want to learn color grading. They're basically, when you record in a log for, I understand that you may already know this. I'm just saying this for the people who don't. You might want to record in log when you want to color grade because that gives you more flexibility in post. You basically get a wider dynamic range and you can decide with more freedom what to do to your image. But when you work with one of these bad girls, you basically don't have a lot of freedom because they're shooting 8-bit, both of them. So what was the problem? Me being broke still and being new to the space, I didn't know where to go, where to learn. I just looked up color grading on YouTube, which is exactly what I guess you're doing right now because you got onto my channel, right? So that was around 2020, 2021 as well. Around this time, I started looking around about color grading, and I didn't understand anything. And as time went on, I've seen that the space has developed, but there's still a huge gap. Now, let's get to the real details, what we need to know. Listen closely. So, what was the problem at the time and what is the problem today? Now, you need to understand, I always say this, you need to understand there's two types of distinct people in the color grading space. Listen carefully. There's the preset pirates and then there's the color kings. Now, most of you don't know this, but if you go looking for color grading on YouTube, for color grading advice on YouTube, what you're going to be listening to are preset pirates. And I'm going to teach you how to know if they're a preset pirate or a color king. Now, preset pirates are usually the guys that echo the advice they hear from others. Listen closely. Let's type this down. Echo advice they oh shit. They hear from others. Okay, this is very important and you need to spot this. I'm arming you with a sniper rifle to go around YouTube and look out for the preset pirates because I don't want you wasting your time, okay? Because I wasted mine. I'll tell you a bunch of stories why this cost me a lot. Okay, I lost time, money, and clients because of this. Okay, stick around. I'm gonna expose everything. Okay, like this is the weird part of the internet when there's a guy on a whiteboard. You reach that part of the internet. Okay, this is it, man. This is the no bullshit zone of YouTube. So there's the preset pirates. Now they echo advice they hear from others. Have you noticed a tendency with the quote unquote cinematic look nowadays? Okay, we all love it, like vibrant colors, density, color density, film look, film emulation. Have you noticed that? Now, have you noticed that when you click on a color grading video, they all say the same things? Like they're following a script. They're not really following a script, but they're just echoing the advice they hear from others because YouTube essentially is an echo chamber. I'm going to type this out. This means that you are being fed the same wrong advice over and over, but nobody knows that it's wrong. Nobody knows. And why? Because you're not learning from real colorists. A lot of people don't really walk the walk, they just talk the talk, but they don't really do what they're talking about. Like, look at this. This is from a short film I graded myself, right? I know, like, go on my channel, look at my videos, and you'll see that I really know what I'm talking about, okay? Now, why is this dangerous? Because they're teaching you, okay, so this is going to be your spiral. Okay, look at it. So this is a graph of your color grading ability. Now, when you are a noob, you basically use LUTs, okay? And it can go well, it can go wrong, it can go like this, right? Then there's a point when you start to learn about color grading. When you're like, hey, let me just go open up DaVinci real quick. I want to learn about color grading. Then what happens? Do you know what happens? You go like this. Your ability to grade actually goes down because you're learning from these people. So you feel like you're doing so much. Okay, you feel like your image looks so good, but you're just fooling yourself. Now, stay with me. I'm gonna expose everything. This video is going to be jam-packed with value. Okay. Now, these guys are essentially lying to you, and you're lying to yourself. Your own eyes deceive you. You think you are this great colorist. Instead, you're fooling yourself. Now, there comes a point where you actually, you hit rock bottom, basically, eventually. Then you notice a guy like me, you actually start to learn color grading, and then you can exit this. Okay, then you can go on and become a color king. I'll teach you what a color king is and how to become one, essentially, so that you can get to my level. Now, what happens? Why do I say that you're being lied to? And why, like, you might ask me, okay, Giuseppe, I got it, but what do you mean exactly? Like, these guys are giving me advice that looks practical. They're on DaVinci. They talk about color spaces and gamma, CST, glow, halation. They teach me about dehancer. They teach me about this stuff. Grain, where to put my note. I see them. They Giuseppe, why? Like, they have so many nodes right there, and it goes like this and parallel and that. Listen, they're still lying to you. Most of them do things wrong, but you're too noob to realize that. I have a guy. We have done a one-to-one session a few days ago, and I'll be uploading the video on YouTube. It might already be up, go on my channel if you want to watch for free what he paid me to tell him. So you can literally have a sneak peek at what we talked about. Now, do you know what the first thing that I fixed on this guy's footage? It was his overgrading. Listen, to outsmart the game of color grading, you need to stop grading. And you're gonna be like, what? What's this guy on? Like, I've never heard such advice. But hear me out. The guys you listen to, they teach you to do too much. And they teach you that every image can look like a Netflix movie. I talk about this on my channel a lot. Like, one concept that you need to understand is that if you get used to grading trash, the misconception is that trash will easily become movie magic. But the reality is that trash will just become, guess what? Shiny trash. Okay? Now, I can make trash into movie magic. There's limits to it, but I know how to do that. Your problem is that you're being taught color grading in a one-dimensional way. Let me type this out right here. Problem: one-dimensional grading. And why is this a problem? Because these people are teaching you that you can get every image to look cinematic with one method. It's like trying to make every image look the same when they don't look the same and they can't look the same. I'll give you a practical example. I'm a guy and I like wearing this style of shirts, right? Okay, they look good on me and I like them and they make me feel good. Does this mean that this is the only thing, like the only good looking shirt on earth? No. You can wear another type of t-shirt, you can wear something else and still look good in it and you can still like it because there's different tastes. Oh, sorry, man, my English is not my first language, but you can have a different taste from mine and you can decide that something else looks still good even if it's not the same. Now, the problem with these guys, the preset pirates, and they're called that because they steal advice from other people and they don't even know what they're talking about. The problem with these guys is they teach you that there's just one shirt that you can wear, okay? And that's what fucking you over. That's why you're still trash at color grading and you still can't get the look that you want. Now, here's the deal. I'll share with you a secret. Let's go deep. I don't usually say this because if you say this to beginners, they get all hyped up and they start making mistakes. But I want to get this out there, so I'll say this. You can, like, if you're a good colorist, you can make every image look good, okay? You can do that. Every image can look good. Yeah, there's some limits, but they're right at the end of the spectrum. Generally, if you're a good colorist, you can do that. That's what color grading is also about, okay? But you need to understand that good does not mean orange and teal every time, does not mean huge contrast every time. Now, apart from that, let's go deeper. You can make every image, have huge contrast, orange and teal stuff. You can do that, but with different methods. It's like if I were a doctor and you had an illness, okay, but my objective, let's say your objective is chasing that cinematic look, okay, the one that's trendy today, like the Wes Anderson shit, all that, you know what I'm talking about, right? Let's say that you have 10 different projects that you shot and you want to make all of them look like that. Now, let's have a metaphor going. Now you're a doctor and you want all your patients to be healthy. Wes Anderson, healthy, okay? Let's have the analogy right here. So 10 projects shot. Hold up, videographer. 10 projects shot. Need to look cinematic. Okay, metaphor. Doctor. Now you're a doctor. 10 patients need to be healthy. Now, when you have these 10 patients, okay, I need to make you understand what we're talking about. When you have these 10 patients and they all have different illnesses, now these 10 projects that you shot, did you shoot them in the same location with the same setting, like the same light, the same everything? No, you didn't. Okay. Do these 10 patients all have the same fucking illness? You serious? No, they don't. So, how crazy do you think a doctor would be if he prescribed the same treatment to all these 10 patients? Would they suddenly become healthy? Yeah, sure. Like maybe one or two, yeah, they might, get better with this treatment. But what about the 80% of them? That's why your color grading doesn't work. I've given it to you. That's it. That's it, man. 16 minutes into the video, you have everything figured out. You know your problem, you know your solution, man. Welcome aboard. I'll teach you how to become a color king. Does this make sense? Do you understand the depth of this? If you go around looking for you, like, why are we on a whiteboard, man? Think about it, because I need to teach you concepts. Because techniques alone didn't. Have they made you a colorist? Are you happy with your looks? Answer me. There's I bet there's 10,000 videos on color grading on YouTube. Are you a colorist yet? That's what I thought. Okay? So that's why you need to understand this. And now we need to talk about how to heal yourself from this illness. All right. So, what's wrong with all of this? Okay? So you know the trap right now. Okay. So, be careful. You can see these guys from the very beginning. They just say the same thing. Usually you can spot them by asking this question, by asking yourself this question. Why? Why do they do the things that they're doing? Let's have an example, right? So let's say that I have to grade a clip, and it's right here, and there's this guy in the clip that I shot, and he's right here, and we have the sun, and there's the sky and everything, okay? Now we're on DaVinci, and I might go, hey, I'm just gonna bring the highlights down. Why? Why are you gonna do that? Because this is very common advice. Highlights down to preserve my sky. Why? I've seen videos, movies where the sky is deliberately blown out. Does this mean that I need to see the sun in every shot that I shoot? Has everybody ever explained that to you? Think. No. So ask yourself, why? Oh, now we're just going to add blue. Why? Why is this guy doing this? Now, I'm not saying that if there's a tutorial and they don't explain every tiny detail, they're wrong automatically. I'm not saying that. But when you, with your own intuition, understand that this advice that you're hearing, the tutorial and the video you're watching is very similar to everything else, if they're not teaching you anything new, if you want to spot the preset pirate, start asking yourself, why is this guy doing it? Is he doing it because it's actually serving his purpose? And I'm going to type it out because this is the big deal of this episode. Or is this guy doing it just because that's what a colorist is supposed to do? What? I don't know. But again, like I made a video the other day when I basically talked about the Conjuring 2, Volume 2, the movie. It's a horror movie. And the colors in there are very muted. And that's a very interesting grade. And it works beautifully. I love that grade. But it's almost like it has very little saturation and a lot of contrast. But I like the grade. Now, does that grade need to look orange and teal, very saturated, cinematic in that sense? No. I mean, go watch some movies, bro. Turn your brain on. That's where you'll find real color grading. So, what does having a purpose mean in the form like of color grading? Like in layman's terms, what does it mean? It means having why you're doing things. And how do you have a why? Okay, Giuseppe, I understood you need to ask yourself, but how do I find out if I want to do X instead of Y, if I want to do Z instead of that? How do I find out? You need to ask yourself, what does your image need to say to the people that are going to watch it? Okay, let's say like I'm in this setting, I'm in this room right now, I'm recording with my webcam. This is obviously not color graded, right? This is just my webcam. I'm going to record this and post it to YouTube. But let's say that if I were to color grade this. Now, it would be very weird for me to just punch the contrast of my webcam and just go on with that and have like an orange and teal. Like if this turned to green or blue behind, it would be very weird, man. It wouldn't make sense. I prefer a more natural setting. I just don't care. Like for what we're doing, for the teaching that I'm doing, this is more than enough. This is perfect for me right now. Okay, so you need to ask yourself why. What am I trying to achieve? Like, is this, I don't know, am I shooting an action sequence? Yeah, maybe I want the colors to pop out more. Or is my subject, like in this video, does my subject need to be dirty, gritty? Do we need to be scared? Maybe my exposure needs to come down. Maybe it needs to be all dark. Okay, so you need to go watch my other videos because I explain this deeply. You need to understand what you want to communicate to your viewers, and then you go about grading. Now let's come back full circle. Like, do you remember like this? How are you going to go about this process of finding your purpose, finding the why you want to do things, if you're being taught grading one dimensionally? Like, if all you're watching are YouTube tutorials that teach you just one technique to do this, and every guy just goes orange and teal with their lift gamma gain. Everybody does this. Everybody, it's always the same fucking methods. And these guys are good, man. They're good at hiding because they get the B-roll and they have the UI elements on the screen. I'm just a guy on a whiteboard speaking the truth, man. Okay, so that they look convincing, but they're actually just feeding you trash, and you keep eating it. Oh yeah, yeah, color grade, color grade, color. But it's wrong. It's not getting you anywhere. This is where you are right now. You're at the bottom of the spiral, man. Stop spiraling down. So let's come full circle. Do you see how if you're one dimensional, you will never be able to actually make images look beautiful in their own way? Because there's not just one way things can look good, right? You know that, like the about the T-shirt, the doctor patient. You understood the concept. So the problem is that you're too one dimensional. Okay, and the way you fix that is by actually working on your strategy. And this is exactly what I teach in my paid program. Top link in the description. If you are interested in learning actual color grading, you won't regret it. Now, the thing is that with strategy, when you understand your strategy, you can be less technical, okay? But it's gonna serve you so much. I'll tell you a story. So, I remember I was grading with a director, and I was kind of a videographer at this point, but I really wanted to become a colorist, right? So I hit him up. We got to know each other, and he actually told me, "Yeah, I want to work with you. Okay, let's see what you can do." So I graded a few things for him. This was many years ago. This was around 2021, 2022, and I basically started grading for him, and I was one of those guys that went on YouTube. I binge watched every tutorial that there was. Okay, so I knew DaVinci already. I knew what this button does, what this button does, what this does, how to do this, how to do that. But we had a problem. Now he told me clearly. He told me, Giuseppe, you're very technical, but you don't have a soul. Not you, but your grades. Sorry, but your grades don't have a soul. Now, what did this mean? He said this because I knew, like, he told me, Giuseppe, you're better than me. I love the way you handle the program and everything. Like, you know all these technical things. I can be very technical. I could make tons of tutorials that would get 10,000 views. Like, but still, I prefer to teach this way because this is what actually is gonna make you good. He told me, you're technical, but I don't feel anything when I look at your grades. It's almost like they're too industrial. Like, you know that you need to put everything in this box because I was told to do it that way. And it's always the same thing. Every video is the same thing. Every video is the same thing. Now, you're never going to notice this if you don't listen to a guy like me, because if you're a videographer, a video editor, whatever you are, there's nobody in your circle smart enough and competent enough to just tell you, hey, you suck at grading, actually. You can be so much better. But when you actually become a colorist and you start working with professionals, you work with cinematographers, directors, producers, they can actually start to spot if you're good or bad. And that's what happened to me. I remember there was this one client. So I was still a videographer and I was trying to become a colorist. Now, I had like 1 year, this was earlier. I had 1 year experience as a videographer and as a colorist because I started learning them in tandem. So as I shot videos, I also learned color grading for my videos. Then I actually went, hey, I actually like color grading. It's pretty cool. I want to keep being a colorist, right? So I basically had this big opportunity, and I remember they loved a few of my grades because they looked really good because I was very technical. So when it worked, it looked crazy good. Okay, but they wanted me to grade something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone. Okay, it was like, it was something that I had never graded before, and guess what I did? I got there and I just applied the same settings that I did to every project. Of course, like, they were a little different because you're not just applying a power grade or a LUT, okay? But I went on that, like, I created the same look because that was what I thought grading was all about. And the story goes that I lost a client. So I lost a client, I lost a big opportunity, and this, I'm not kidding you, this cost me, I'd say, about 1 to 2 years of progression. This is one of those stories that actually made me. I actually started doubting like my ability. To be honest, I didn't want to keep color grading because I thought, hey, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe I will never become a colorist. And that's just because I was listening to what these guys, where are they? What these guys were saying about me, what these guys were fitting me, basically. So, how do you become a color king? So, a color king understands that you need a strategy more than you need techniques. Okay, and that's what I teach on this channel and what I teach in the school. Like, in the school, like, I teach you both techniques and strategy. Like, we grade together. I give you practice footage. Like, I give you like the same raw cinematic, like cinema camera footage from short films, from commercials, from, like, you can literally grade pro level stuff, both amateur and pro level stuff. So you can experiment. We do it together. I give you feedback. You have other students. It's this wholesome community, really cool. If you're serious about grading, if you want to become a color king, I hugely suggest you go check it out. It's still not live yet. You might get a great deal if you go sign up right now for the beta testing. You can literally be a beta tester and also get a lifetime discount. I hugely suggest you go do that right now. Um, so color kings, they understand that they need a strategy. You need a strategy. You need to know how to translate what you want people to feel when they look at your grading, and you want to know how to translate that into actual colors. Once you know what the image should look like, then you go about with your techniques. Is this right? I'm afraid my spelling is wrong. All right, man. Just let's pretend. Let's pretend this is right. Okay, you go about it with your techniques, basically, and so that's how I want you to approach grading. Okay, and this is very important. Now, you can still need techniques. Okay, like, you still need them. The problem is that, bro, to be honest, like, these guys are not even teaching you the right techniques, man. I have a video. It's called something like I watched 10 videos on color grading and here's what's wrong with them. So I have this video. I'll have it pop up right now. Bro, like, the most popular 10 videos on color grading, man, they're all wrong, to be honest with you. Like, they don't even teach good technique, man. I actually feel sorry. Like, go look at some of the comments on my videos. Like, this is a fairly small channel because I'm not trendy. Like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I teach the unconventional stuff that I wish somebody taught me, right? Go look at some of the comments. Like, there's actual people that are reaching out to me. Like, they email me, they reach out to my Instagram, they are thanking me. Giuseppe, thank you, please keep making these videos. And I'm seeing submissions for the beta testing. This is making me so happy. This is very, very wholesome. So, bro, I mean, do yourself a favor, man. Go check out the link in the description. Go watch a bunch of my other videos where I really talk more in depth. Like, I don't want this to be that long, man. We're already 30 minutes into the video. I don't want to have too many topics into this because we can get deep. And if you want to go deep, the online school is the right place for you. Go check it out right now before you forget. That's it, bro. That's it. I hope that you understood. Like, the most important thing to understand is this. If you understand this, you can break free from the trap that they have you in right now. All right. God bless you.